all these games matter. The Chiefs fall to 5-4. The Bills take care of them in the regular season again. But I know, Tony's response was essentially like, "Congrats on your regular season win."
Well,
I
let's be
know
fair.
that the
Now,
Bills.
first off, let's start off this right. You sent out a "suck it, Tony" basically on the Thursday Night Football. Let's get the tone right. You sent a "Hey Tony,
Right.
suck it" basically. Bills won, and Tony sent you, "Hey, congratulations on another regular season victory." Basically, means
Yeah.
nothing. Which, you know what? Hey, listen, both these teams will be there probably. I mean, listen, here's what I will say about the Chiefs. They don't have a lot of room. Like there's not a lot of room for mistakes and any of that. So, like, yeah, we do think that, but these injuries up front for them are real. And if they don't have their guys, I mean, the pressure that Mahomes was under, it's not like Joey Bosa's had like an insane year and this pass rush for the Bills has just been dominant. I mean, this is one of the best games they've played all year as far as getting after the quarterback. So it's like, man, that really stuck out that this Chiefs O-line is a struggle right now. And it's not a team that's like built to run it a bunch on anybody either. So that's really going to be something where, man, as you look at their schedule, I mean, still got a lot of tough games ahead of them, and they've got to get healthy up front and get on one of those runs that they can go on. Because I said this, you weren't there, you weren't able as you're flying out to New York, but on our production call today, I said, I wish Fitz was here because he hates my statistics. He hates when I read these percentages, but the Chiefs 0-2 matters. And in history, it matters because it puts you behind and you're playing catch up all year. So that means that you got to be playing catch up with how healthy you are, the runs you got to go on. And now they've put themselves in another tough situations. Heck yeah, they're a great football team, but they've got to get going and they really can't have any of these falters because there's a lot of teams that are going to be right there in that little mix with them to make the playoffs.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I was wondering the whole game, sitting there watching with my dad and Tate, if you could explain to me, just from your perspective, when you watch James Cook run the football, what is it about his running style that makes him so special?
Well, I think he's got one of those things that's kind of a mixture of illusion. And that sense is like when you think of some of those shorter, smaller running backs against behind that huge offensive line, like we say these things about, whether it be Kyler Murray or Tua, and like, hey man, sometimes can they see over the line? But that also means that sometimes defenses can't see them, right? And so as a running back, similar situation, as a smaller back with a huge offensive line, it's hard for defenders to find him. He does an amazing job of setting blocks. I always say this when I watch running backs run for the first time, I want to see how good of a job they do at really setting their blocks. And what I mean by that is getting defenders on the edge of the block they want them on so they can cut another direction or they can set up a run. And that there's this patience to him. You think of Le'Veon Bell when he was really at his peak in Pittsburgh. I mean, he used to run the slowest run plays ever because he took all day. And then all of a sudden he burst out of there and he was really good. They were a downhill duo team of setting those blocks and then bursting to where he really wanted to go. And James Cook is really special in that. But I think what really gets people off with him is you expect him to be quick. He's a fast running back. You expect him to be agile, all those things, but he's powerful. Like for his size, he is really hard to get on the ground. And you watch some of those surges. I even thought of that one goal line play where they called him down. It's like, man, the ability he has with that many defenders on him at his size to just continue to push through guys and extend and get through the goal line, really special for that. And I think with him, the illusion part is how strong he actually is and how like physical of a runner he is for really the way he's built. I just think he has great patience, great vision, and that ability to accelerate and run right through arm tackles because that's what you hear defensive coordinators say all the time. We're going to play in our leverage, and we're going to have to be great tacklers. When we extend out, we got to wrap people up and get them down. And as on the offensive side, you're saying, hey, we got to run through arm tackles. He is tremendous at doing that.
Yeah, I think our boy Cyborg was pulling him into the end zone on that one too. There was some added strength to that one. I also came out of that game though really impressed with Dalton Kincaid.
Yep.
And you see he missed the Atlanta game this year, but you see how much he matters to Josh. And it's like it's a quarterback's best friend, these tight ends, but how he's able to find the holes in zone, how smooth he is with the ball in his hand. When he had that long reception, it looked like he was setting up to hurdle the dude with like 10 yards, to go before. And thank God he didn't try to. But he's a weapon for them, man. And it's really important, his health this season going forward. There's obviously a nice connection there with Josh and Dalton. and that matters quite a bit for their success and long-term success. But it was nice just to see, Josh had made the comments about his grandma said he needs to smile more. And we hit this point in the season last year too, right? Where he was saying he was, what was he saying? He was mid, or
Yeah.
he was like, whatever the term he used was, like his joyful energy, the team feeds off it. And I think he understands that. And every now and again, you need a nice little reminder. But it's been good to see them coming out of the bye week, understanding their identity, who they are. This offense needs to run through James Cook, and it is fun to watch when he's rolling.
It really is. And you brought up Kincaid. I thought Fitz another just kind of narrative of the week as we just went over the Seahawks, the Rams, and then even Kincaid and the Bills getting tight ends involved. It's interesting to see like where we're at right now as a league and some of the like kind of trends that are starting to happen with, you look at Seattle using lots of tight ends and running the football a lot. We've seen it in Pittsburgh. We saw it with Miami, like starting to lean on heavy guys, putting O linemen in there as eligibles, and it doesn't necessarily mean they're running it. A lot of these teams are just trying to bait you to get your base defense on the field because of really how defenses are structured now. It's a smaller guys, or it's really guys that they feel like they get an advantage with of getting tight ends against certain guys, and then they're really just doing it to throw it. I mean, Seattle's playing all those fronts and then throwing the football out of it. Sean McVay going 13 personnel, 35 of 77 plays. Whole new age of Sean McVay. That's never happened before. I mean, ever. So really cool to kind of see, man, there's a little bit of a trend here of we're going to get you in base as best we can. And it doesn't necessarily mean we're always going to run it, but there is an attitude and an energy to how we could run the football out of that and then really get you in an advantageous position for us to get tight ends alive in our passing game.
Yeah, we've seen it with the return of the running back and the importance, and even the last few years with fullbacks. It's like the NFL is cyclical.
Yep.
And as we get faster and smaller on defense, you're going to see offenses get bigger and put bigger people in and try to take advantage of it.